into the weak neutral air down tilt dash attack combo.
Ghost definitely has his options down when he ends up in situations where he may or may not get the first option. He has a couple of different setups. Great down throw right here. Is he going to go? Yeah, he went for an up air, but followed up with that down air.
Yeah, creating that air dodge trap right there. Very solid. And he looks for the up B here off the up air. Not quite going to connect. Pretty soon he's not going to need it.
Yeah, a lot of what this matchup is making it so that either one of these characters can't get their setup going, which is a lot harder to do against Meta Knight when he has that great dash speed, that dash attack, also grab leading into some shuttle loop combos.
Absolutely. If you're able to close the distance on Duck Hunt, it's going to mean lights out for that dog.
Right into that forward smash. That moved so good.
Yeah.
Just baiting people in and closing out kills very easily.
Yeah, it also has extremely low cooldown, so it's relatively safe to simply throw out.
Yeah. Missed down smash right there. It really looks like Davey on this side doesn't really have that same level of reaction speed.
Right.
You have to be able to be patient and wait for your opportunities. Right now, Ghost is just staying up in the air and finding those opportunities to dash in, getting some consistent damage. Already has lapped him. Davey finds a little bit of damage right back. This neutral game's kind of messy right now.
I like it. We do get a little bit of the bread and butter side B into forward air combo here. But it looks like Davey's going to need to mix it up a little bit because he's got to find an option where he can close out the stock on Meta Knight and not let Meta Knight keep getting these dash approaches in on him with no answer. You want to look, when your opponent is simply dashing at you looking for a grab or maybe looking for a dash attack, some common option ways to deal that is to maybe look for a pivot grab on your opponent's approach or look for a cross-up roll so you can get behind them and continue applying pressure.
And a lot of what Meta Knight is about is being able to take advantage of the opportunities that you give him, since Meta Knight does not have a lot of good options on approach. That was a sour spot forward smash, but it was just enough, being that he was at pretty high percent and on that wall of Town and City.
86 after the hit.
Yeah.
It's going to be a 2-stock heading over to Ghost, proving
very
just
quickly
what makes him the best Australian player.
Yeah, he's doing some very solid work right now. I know that Ghost also is very familiar with Melee. So he has that mindset where it's, hey, regardless of the game that I'm playing Smash.
Right.
And so the basic fundamentals are the same. I know what I'm looking for. I know. I love that he's going Cloud right here as well, because his Cloud's very, very good. In this matchup with platforms, I believe Cloud becomes even stronger than he was before. He has so many solid mix-ups off of platforms and so many ways to trap you, not to mention that his down B will kill you from the platform, and he has to worry about less percent being tacked onto his opponent.
Now, I'm a little surprised that Duck Hunt would choose Battlefield here.
Yeah.
Because, one, Battlefield is a stage where it gives you a lot of options to get a work around projectile zoning based gameplay.
Exactly.
And then additionally, I don't really see how it would really work in Duck Hunt's advantage to do such a thing. But maybe he has some tricks up his sleeve, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on the way he's going to use the stage to his advantage. But right now, it seems like Cloud simply controlling this left side platform, not really giving Duck Hunt a chance to get back on the stage or set up any projectile traps.
I really like how Ghost came in with that auto-cancel down air, being like, hey, as long as I do this auto-cancel, I have so many options as soon as I hit the ground.
Yeah.
There's a great follow-up right there. Just did not end up getting far enough out. Davey is stuck on the ledge, but it's a decent place to be for a projectile character.
Yeah. Now, one thing I like to look at whenever I see a Cloud player is one of the defining things about Cloud players is how do they use their limit.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm definitely looking at the way
important.
that Ghost is using his limit. So far, we've seen him charge his limit pretty consistently in every minute of cooldown he has, but he's not consistently using up his limit. We've only seen him use it for his up B. So we're going to keep an eye on that and see exactly where he feels like it's worth spending this resource.
Yeah, Limit is such a great resource to have because it makes you a better character. You're slightly faster, your run speed is great, and I feel like it's very important, especially with Cloud's grab. I feel he's a lot like the Marth of this game,
yes.
But he doesn't have Marth's grab. And so with the dash grab being a little bit faster with Limit activated, I feel like it's something that just puts on a lot of pressure, being like, hey, I can kill you at any time, but I'm also stronger while I'm holding you up.
Exactly. Right now, Davey doing a pretty good job at keeping himself in the game. Good trap right there coming out from Ghost, making sure he gets that air dodge bait and then closing it out with a solid back air. And unfortunately, Graves just really trying to find himself a KO here, but just can't negotiate it, not setting up enough traps, and it's really difficult to trap a character like Cloud with massive hitboxes and huge speed versus Duck Hunt.
And I feel like that speed is exactly what's getting Ghost the win right here.
Yeah.
He's consistently getting into Davy's space while Davy ends up trying to set something up, and he's not getting it down. That's what you really need to do, is be able to set up your space and control all the options available for someone who's going to come in on you like Cloud has to. It's not working out too well at this high percent. Ghost has a lot of options. He can end up using the side B, the down B, and while he has this activated, as we said earlier, he is very, very strong, so he doesn't have any pressure to really use it right now.
One thing I noticed that Duck Hunt's not doing correctly is that he's trying to get grabs only out of projectile setups. But realistically, when you're playing a trap-based character, your opponent is looking for situations where they perceive themselves to be open, and that's when you should grab them, not simply when you set up a projectile trap and try and get a grab into it. So really, he needs to be looking in spaces where he thinks that Cloud is going to react to his positioning, his spacing, and his potential, and then use those opportunities to get grabs and set up his traps from there, not the other way around. But instead, that's going to be a two-stock from Cloud coming out, Ghost closing it out super quickly.
Yeah. That's the difference between players who have a lot more experience in being able to think out every moment and figure out exactly where their advantages is, thinking about how what your opponent wants, what they want to get out of these situations, and then taking that away from them. And when you take that away, all of a sudden, your opponent doesn't know what to do anymore. That moment of confusion and frustration is exactly what Ghost took advantage of.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely showing he's a honed player, and really, really looking forward to seeing more of him in the winner's bracket.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, Graves going to drop down into the loser's bracket.
And looks like up next